Milo and the Magic Spoon. In the sunny village of Willowbrook, nestled between rolling hills and singing rivers, there lived a curious little boy named Milo. Milo had the brightest eyes in the village and a heart full of wonder. But there was just one tiny thing everyone noticed about Milo. He had terrible manners. He would barge into conversations without saying excuse me, grab snacks without asking, and gobble his food without a single please or thank you. The townspeople liked Milo, but they often sighed when he passed by, shaking their heads gently. One afternoon, Milo's grandmother invited him over for lunch. She was known across the village for her magical cooking pot, which could make anything from strawberry soup to cloud-flavored cupcakes. When Milo arrived, he rushed straight to the table. "What's for lunch, Grandma?" he said, plopping into his chair. "No hello, no please," Grandma said with a kind smile, stirring her pot. "You'll see in a moment." Just then, something strange happened. The pot bubbled, hissed, and a tiny silver spoon leapt out of the pot, twirling in the air. It floated over to Milo and gently bobbed him on the nose. "Oh!" Milo giggled. "What was that for?" "That," said Grandma, eyes twinkling, "is the manna spoon. It's here to teach you something important." Before Milo could speak again, the spoon spun around and shimmered brightly. In a flash, the kitchen vanished. Milo blinked. He was no longer in Grandma's kitchen. He was standing at the gates of a sparkling kingdom, where banners fluttered with words like kindness, respect, and gratitude. A small sign read, "Welcome to the land of politeness. Speak kindly to enter." "Ah!" Milo scratched his head. "Let me in?" Nothing happened. Then he remembered. "Oh. May I please come in?" With a happy chime, the gates swung open. Inside, everything seemed alive with good manners. Birds chirped good morning, and flowers bowed politely as people passed. Children said excuse me before speaking, and even the squirrels said thank you when someone tossed them a nut. Milo wandered in awe until he reached a large hall where a feast was laid out on a long table. Pies, puddings, fruits dipped in chocolate, it all smelled delicious. He reached for a cupcake. Whap! The silver spoon appeared again and gently tapped his hand. "Oh, hey!" A kind voice floated down from above. "You must ask before you take, young visitor." Blushing, Milo turned to a nearby girl and said, May I please have a cupcake?" "Of course," she said with a grin. As he bit into the cupcake, it sparkled with flavor he had never tasted, like sunshine and strawberries all at once. Later, Milo met a well-dressed fox wearing a tiny booty. The fox was standing by a tall door. To pass through, the fox said, "You must show kindness." Milo blinked. "How do I do that?" The fox pointed to an old lady struggling to carry a basket of shiny apples. Milo ran over and offered, "May I help you with that?" The old lady smiled. "Why, thank you, dear." As soon as he lifted the basket, the tall door swung open. Inside, he found himself standing back in Grandma's kitchen. The silver spoon floated down, gave one last playful nudge, and disappeared into the pot. Grandma looked at him with a knowing smile. "Learn something?" she asked. Milo stood a little taller. "Yes." Saying please, thank you, and excuse me is more than just being polite. It makes everything feel nicer. Exactly, Grandma said, placing a warm cookie in his hand. And sometimes, a little kindness adds more magic than any spoon. Moral of the story: good manners, like saying please, thank you, and helping others, aren't just polite words. They show respect, spread kindness, and open doors to wonderful things, sometimes even magic.